Uh-oh, 487. I see the check mark. So 487, this is a checkpoint problem, which means if you don't know how to do it yet, you better start getting some help on it here because we're not going to spend as much time on it in class going over it each day. So 487, checkpoint problem. This problem is a checkpoint for solving one variable in an equation with two or more variables. It will be referred to as checkpoint 4b. Rewrite the following equations so that you could enter them into a graphing calculator. In other words, solve for y. Well, let's go ahead here and let's start solving for y. Letter A. We have x minus 3 times the quantity of y plus 2 is equal to 6. So we want to get y by itself. So right now y is trapped inside these grouping symbols, so let's get the grouping symbols alone by themselves first by getting rid of everything over here. If I knew what y was and I was following order of operations, I would add 2, then I would multiply it by 3, and then I would take whatever that was away from x to get my answer. So the last thing we would have dealt with is x, so that means we need to get rid of the x first, not the negative 3. Let's go ahead and let's subtract x from each side. So we're going to end up with the opposite of 3, or negative 3, times y plus 2 is going to equal negative x plus 6. Or you can put 6 minus x, that's fine as well. Now it's your choice here what you do next. You could either distribute your negative 3 through and then take it and simplify it the rest of the way, or you could divide each side by negative 3. I'm going to go ahead and just divide it. I'm going to say divided by negative 3 here, and I'm going to divide each part or each term on the other side by negative 3. So I'm going to have now y plus 2 is going to equal negative divided by negative is going to be a positive, so I have 1/3 x, and then I have 6 divided by 3, so that's going to be a negative 2 here because one's positive, one's negative. Last step, let's get our y by itself. Let's just go ahead and subtract 2 from each side. And we should end up with y is equal to 1/3 x minus 4. That is the solution, or the equation rewritten as it's been solved for y. Y equals 1/3 x minus 4. That's letter A. Let's jump way down here and let's look to do B. So letter B. We have 6x minus 1 all over y minus 3 equals 2. Once again, we're solving for y. Right now, y is located down here in the denominator. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead here. I have a constant on this side, and there's a constant on this side. So I'm going to take it, and I am going to add my 3 to both sides. So I'm going to have 6x minus 1 over y should equal 5. Now if we treat this like it's a proportion, you can say it's like 5 over 1. And what we can do next here is we can cross multiply. 1 times all of this quantity here should leave us with 6x minus 1. And then 5 times y would give us 5y. And the last step here, let's take it and let's divide each side by 5. So you could end up with y equals, you could say 6x minus 1 all over 5. That would be one way you could have it. Or you could say Actually, let's write it underneath it. You could say 6 over 5x minus 1/5 equals y. Either one of those would work there. You could have whatever floats your boat, right? Right. So we could say, we could have this one. Or this one's just fine too. That was fun. Let's do another. All right. Letter C. You've got square root of y minus 4 is equal to x plus 1. So for this one, we're solving it for y again. Let's just go ahead and I'm going to break y out of the radical here by getting rid of the radical. So I know that I'm going to have to do the inverse operation. So right now, since it's y minus 4, we have x plus 1. I'm going to take it and square both sides. So if you square this side and we square this side, we're going to end up with y minus 4 is going to equal the square, x plus 1 squared. Now, do I need to go through and multiply the two binomials together? No, I don't. If I'm just graphing this on a calculator and I just need to get y by itself, all I need to do here is just keep it the way it is and then just add 4 to each side. There's nothing that says that you're not allowed to have grouping symbols if you're trying to plug it in on a graphing calculator. So y is equal to the quantity of x plus 1 squared plus 4. That is the answer that we're looking for C. Now, if you took it and you did multiply this out, there's another way you could have your answer. I mean, you could say y is equal to, that would be what, x squared plus 2x plus 5. So let's just go ahead and throw that in there. Or, in case anybody got that, I don't want you to feel like it was wrong, because it is also correct. X squared plus 2x plus 5. Either one of those would work just fine. And last one here, let's look at D. Letter D is going to tell us we're doing the square root of y plus 4 equals x plus 2. Make sure I wrote it down right. Yep, alrighty then. So same thing here. We're going to take this one, and this is almost identical to this problem that's right before it. So if you want to pause it, if you're having trouble with the other one there, and see if you can get this one, that'd be fine. So I'm going to square both sides, We're going to have our y plus 4 equals the quantity of x plus 2 squared. Remember, to me, there's no point in multiplying that all out. Let's subtract a 4 from each side, and we're left with y equals the quantity of x plus 2 squared minus 4. That answer is real nice. That was quick and easy. Now, if you did multiply this out here, you would have x squared plus 4x plus 4 minus 4. And you would end up there also with y equals x squared plus 4x. That is another answer that you could end up with. I'm not saying you have to, but let's just make sure that everybody has the opportunity, if you had this right, this isn't wrong. I don't want to have any misconception. Either one of these will work. All right. Yay, we're done. I'm excited. I hope you are too. That was problem 4-87. Remember, that's a checkpoint problem. If you're having trouble, look in the back of the book under checkpoint 4B. There'll be some materials back there for you to practice. Otherwise, you need to make sure you see your teacher. 4-87, have a good one.